Howdy y'all, welcome to Blue Street Customs. I'm Mark. Today we're going to be working on episode 2 of doing the Waterwheel Sawmill. We are going to start doing all the siding piece by piece. I'll let you know what we're using and where I got it. Hopefully you can enjoy today's episode. So let's get to it. Alright, the first stuff we've got here, just regular strength PVA glue. Pick this stuff up at your local dollar store. Very cheap, strong, dries clear. Also picked up some tacky glue. Again, from the local dollar store. Dries a little quicker, same strength as the regular PVA glue. Also picked up from local hardware store some super glue, CA glue. This is just Gorilla Glue, but you can use any type of super glue. I've got some here from the dollar store. Again, just regular super glue. Also have an Olfa knife, very sharp. Please use with caution. Don't cut yourself. I've done that. Not a good thing. Also got writing utensils, pencil, fine tip marker, some side cutters. Again, just from hardware store. Make sure use properly. We'll be using rulers. I have millimeters and inches on here. For materials, again from my local dollar store, just some craft sticks, coffee stir sticks, whichever you want to call them. Easy to find, easy to use. Doesn't take much to cut them. I may even be using today some balsa wood sticks, square. I picked these up from Amazon. Fairly cheap. And of course, the building itself. Now, I've already prepared some stuff on here. I've weathered and glued on some of the beams and supports. I've glued in some of the windows that I've hand built already. And we'll be starting on bottom row. And then we'll go from there. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to do is start by cutting off all the flat or round curves. Just trim them off. So it gives you something straight edge to work with. So I'm going to do a bunch of those. I'm going to try and find all the straightest ones. There's going to be a lot of these to cut. Got a lot of siding to do. Now once you got all these cut and trimmed, you're going to need to lost my train of thought. Once you get them all trimmed up, then what I'll have to do is start laying them out on here. And you're going to want to stagger the edges. Now I'm going to trim these up. And yes, I know how to use this knife. So I don't need any comments saying, oh, you're supposed to cut away from you. Don't worry about it. I'm a carpenter. We sharpen pencils this way. Anyways, we'll get all these little nubs cut up or cut off. Just gives us a cleaner edge. Now this is going to be a Western style sawmill, so these boards were probably all rough cut. They didn't mill a whole lot of stuff back then. Now I'm only going to do a few of these just to show you how I'm going to put them on. There's no real technique to this at all. Just make it look the way you want to make it look. Doesn't matter how anybody else wants it. Now, if you want to make it as authentic as possible, there are a lot of pictures that you can research of these buildings, or many other types of buildings, old barns, even houses. They were pretty much all done the same way back then. Okay, now that we got a bunch of those, so the first one's going to go on. I'm going to use tacky glue. I'm just going to start at the bottom. It's not going to take a whole lot. And this stuff is fine for your skin. It's all water-based. Comes off pretty easily. Maybe keep a rag nearby. Clean off the finger. Lay your first one down. First one, fairly simple. Now there is going to be a dock here. Like a platform. So the next one, I'm just going to line up, mark off, give it a snip. Again, do the slate trim. I don't want it looking perfect because it wasn't perfect back then. And there we have it. Now I am going to be building a wall on here all the way around to raise it up so that when I put it on the land I build, it'll be high enough up for the clearance of the water wheel on the other side and the river. Now for the next one, we'll take a little bit. We're just going to put it up on top here. And you can do this with an old brush too if you want. Now we are going to overlap these boards just a little bit, so I am going to put a few dabs on the board itself. Now, I started from this side, went to this side. This one I'm going to go the other way, just so that none of my joints overlap. And tacky glue is going to take a little longer to dry than, say, super glue, but it'll be less time than just a normal PVA glue. This here will give you some more working time. Now, if you want it to dry quicker or instantly, you can use a super glue. You can use a super glue with an activator. Mark this one off, same way. And just trim it up a little bit. And if you want, you can take sandpaper and scuff these up, maybe the knife or something, notch them up like they've been banged around a few times, run into things. A little more trim here. Like so. Now you can take your cut off pieces if you want. Start from the other end or whichever, as long as the joints don't overlap. They can be close if you want. Gives it a bit of variety. Looks more, to me, myself, looks a little more realistic. Like the way they would have done it. Real life, that's kind of pretty much the way you would do it. If you were using some sort of siding. Doesn't matter what kind of siding, vinyl, wood. You would have done the same thing. You would have cut your piece, went all the way across. Your next piece would start your next row. Now here, I'm going to have to do some trimming. So we're going to mark it. Mark our length. Again, I'm not looking for perfection here because some of this stuff's going to get covered up anyways. Now hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Just going to take a little bit out for the bottom of the door sill. I'm going to try and run along the length, just taking off just a little bit. Try to do it in a couple cuts so that it doesn't split all over the place on you. And there we have it. Look at that, making a mess and wrecking things already. So now we're going to do the same thing. A little more tacky glue. A bit of a smear here, so make sure it sticks. Lay this one in place. Sometimes you might have to give these coffee sticks a rework. Make sure they sit down flat. Like so. So I'm going to get a bunch of this done and come back and show you. Okay, this is what we've got so far. To the top of the wall. This here you won't see much of, but the roof will overhang all the way across in here. So next we'll start on the top. Hardest part in between the windows. Small pieces. Take your time, you will get it done. It's not the funnest thing, but part of doing dioramas, I guess. All part of the joy, the fun, the pain, problems. this is what we've got so far. Now hopefully we get some more done on the top. And then when I come back, hopefully I'll have the top piece done. Okay, we're back. Got all the siding done on this side. Took a very long time, but we got her done. So hopefully I can start on the next side. And we'll have to show you how I got the windows in. So stay tuned for the next video. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you. Subscribe and share.